Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome. I am so excited to be doing an unexpected reading for you today on the 1111 portal. I'm having my own portal of energy that's opened up since my son is taking a nap right now, which he never does, but he has been waking up since about 5 a.m. since the time change. So yay! But as an unexpected bonus, here we are getting a chance to connect, to explore these energies together. The 1111 gateway typically begins on 11/1, the 1st of November, and goes roughly until 11/11. So we have like a buildup of energy moving toward 11/11. This year, however, Jupiter is stationing retrograde on the 11/11 portal, and Jupiter will be retrograde until March 11th. 2026. So once again, these repeating 11s. So this is big, big stuff. It's going to be juicy. That's all I know. I've been feeling and intuiting some stuff. We're going to see what the cards have to say. I'll be sharing some of my own insights as we go along. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please go ahead and do so. It does help not only to show support for the channel, but it also helps to tap you into the flow, tap you into the energy more. Subscribing does this to an even greater extent. This way, I'm able to connect with your energy more and read more personally for you. So go ahead and take the time to like this video and subscribe possibly if you have not done that yet. And let's get right into it. So what I have been sort of intuiting with this energy is that, as we said, this is kind of like an extended 1111 portal. For some, I am feeling that blessings that have been sort of delayed are going to be coming through during this period. I'm also feeling like our visualizations, our affirmations, any of the work that we are doing towards creating our desired reality is going to be amplified during this time. And it's almost like, what is it not Louise Hay? Who is it that channels, they talk about the vortex. Maybe it is Louise Hay. They channel Abraham. And so they talk about the vibrational escrow, and we talk about that a lot on this channel. So for some, whatever has been held in that vibrational escrow is being released. For others, this is a powerful period of time that is putting you into alignment with the things that you are desiring. And perhaps after Jupiter exits retrograde, you'll start really seeing those come through. And for other people, I am feeling that this is about, well, I guess it's kind of what I just said, right? But it's about building up that vibrational escrow, really deciding what you want to place within that vortex to be called in when Jupiter does go direct. So like I said, for some, there's going to be movement where there hasn't been movement before. For others, it's about creating that momentum and supercharging that momentum, supercharging those manifestations for when Jupiter stations direct in March of 2026. And March, April 2026, February, March, April, those are all going to be really big months. And Spirit's bringing through the significance of the fact that January is a 1, right? So we're going to have the 1/1 and the 1/11 portal. So there's going to be a connection here with the 11/11 portal and then the 1/1, 1/11, where we're going to perhaps start seeing some of these echoes, is the word that was coming through, of what's being created and some of these manifestations coming through. And then, of course, in February, we're going to have that conjunction of Saturn and Neptune at 0 degrees of Aries. And then as we continue to move further in April, we are going to have Uranus returning to Gemini, I do believe. So a lot going on, and I apologize. I don't know why I'm coughing right now. I haven't really been coughing. That's really strange. So maybe there's a clearing of the throat chakra going on right now as well. Maybe people are going to be speaking their truth, stepping into their power more. Maybe there's something that needs to be spoken. As I'm recording this, we also have Mercury retrograde. He's stationed retrograde on the 9th through the 29th. And part of that retrograde will be in Sagittarius and then part in Scorpio. And he's loosely conjunct Mars as he begins this retrograde. So a lot of intensity there as well. That may be connected to this throat chakra energy. We're going to pull some cards. We're going to see what comes through here. We're going to start with the Astro Persona Oracle, just because I fucking love this Oracle deck. Intuit Oracle does not, or Intuit Tarot. I think it's Intuit. I don't remember what actually their official name is. But they don't pay me, obviously, since I can't even remember their official name, to promote for them. But I just love their decks. Any of you who watch this channel know that I use their decks a lot. They have amazing oracle decks. They have a tarot deck as well. Maybe we'll pull from that too, actually. We did a giveaway actually for one of these decks because I got 2 of them when I ordered because I supported their campaign. Clear. They always do like a Kickstarter campaigns. Maybe not always, but they do often when they put out new decks. So, and it was really funny. The person that won was actually, like, I was able to deliver it to her in person. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I just love these. So we're going to start getting some tapping into these energies, please. Jupiter retrograde. We have my gorgeous crystal skull here, pyrite and iron crystal skull that really wants to be kind of front and center with me while we're doing this. So we're tapping into that cosmic consciousness right now. We're tapping into that energy of fortune and luck, right? Pyrite, very good for that. Some of you may want to work with pyrite or citrine, I'm feeling. Those are going to be good stones for this Jupiter retrograde and 1111 portal. So the first card out we have is Venus in the 9th house, Sagittarius energy. And this came through in a reading that I did. I don't know if it was for YouTube or TikTok or what it was. For those who follow my minis channel, you guys know how I am. Those of you who've been with me for a while with technology and stuff. I got a new phone and I'm having trouble remembering the password to get into my minis account. So I haven't been reposting any videos. I repost a lot of my TikTok videos on there for those who don't enjoy TikTok. So my apologies. Eventually we'll get that going again. But we also got Jupiter in the 7th house. Libra energy, Jupiter and Libra. And this is interesting because Jupiter, obviously, we're talking about quite extensively here. Jupiter is also the ruler of Sagittarius. So with that Venus and Sagittarius 9th house card, it's interesting that we have a lot of that Jupiter energy coming through. So this is all about adventure, intrigue, excitement. Some people may be taking on a new lover, may be having some type of divine union or divine connection coming through during this time. A lot of people consider the 1111 portal to also be a twin flame portal, 1111 being one of the key numbers associated with twin flames. I also look at 444, 333, sometimes even 222. I mean, really, you can associate any of these numbers, right? But the 1111 is the big one. So it makes sense that we're feeling that energy coming through as well. I a lot of times associate the 66 portal with that energy too, for whatever reason. What else are we picking up on here? But this isn't just about love connections, all right? This is about connecting with that energy of excitement again. This is about getting lit up for people who've been feeling a little bit stagnant, who've been feeling maybe just kind of like the doldrums. I was hearing like the winter doldrums. And obviously in the Northern Hemisphere, we're moving into the winter season. A lot of people have seasonal issues. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we can't get outside very much. And so we miss that connection to nature. And obviously the sun is muted. So there's an energy here of, I feel like this is going to be helping us work through that energy. Some people are really going to be inspired to travel in this window of energy here of this 1111 energy from now through March. That's a whole whopping 5 months. Okay. So that energy 5 change could be significant here as well. And then of course we have 9 and 7 with the 9th house and the 7th house. So lots of changes in relationship, in connection. I'm hearing changes in finances. I'm hearing, like we said, travel opportunities. I'm feeling some people might actually be getting opportunities for work to travel. Maybe you've been looking into a job that allows you to travel more, or at least that gives you the flexibility to travel and to work from anywhere in the world. I know that's one of my ultimate goals here. So any of that kind of stuff, but there's this real powerful energy here with Venus and Sagittarius of the money, the connection, the love. These energies are going to be best found, capitalized upon, and explored if we employ that energy of Sagittarius, that energy of Jupiter, right? Being that Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So explore, keep an open mind, try new things, maybe learn something new. Some people are going to be called to learn a new trade, learn a new skill, perfect a skill that they have currently been desiring to perfect. Spirit is saying like the abundance, the blessings that are associated typically with the 1111 gateway are going to come through those inspired ideas. So pay attention to what you're being inspired to do. I know I've been inspired to do some new things. And what I always do is I always tell you guys before I really lay the groundwork for anything. And then sometimes it doesn't happen. I'm a Venus and Gemini, so it's a little bit of the squirrel brain when it comes to the creative process. I have lots of ideas, lots of things that I want to do, but it's like sitting down. And so I think I figured out the way to kind of move through that hurdle, so to speak. And some of you may be discovering that as well, like challenges that you have when it comes to your creative process, when it comes to love, when it comes to abundance, and whatever it is that you're creating, finding new and creative ways to approach those things. So I'm going to be announcing some really exciting things moving forward, but I've learned from the mistakes of my past, and I'm not going to do it until I'm fully ready to roll. So just know there are some exciting things, and they really are coming this time. But you should, Spirit's saying, everyone finding this reading, you should be paying attention to those nudges and urges as well, those inspirations. So start writing them down, start paying attention, and start taking steps toward the things that feel good in your soul, in your spirit. I'm feeling for some people, passive income is literally listed on this card. So if you've been seeking to create that, to cultivate that, that could be coming in. Ideas surrounding that, inspirations surrounding that. I'm feeling like positive conclusions to legal matters for people who've perhaps been kind of stuck in some sort of stagnancy where that's concerned, some sort of holding pattern. I feel that coming through for people as well. Uranus in the 8th house on the bottom of the deck here. So this is a fascinating energy coming through. And it says past life memories of abandonment on it. So I am feeling that energy actually for some people. Like you may be dealing with energies of that. If there is love coming in for you, it may be triggering this, or this may be a wound that you've been healing. And what's coming in may be sort of like the completion of the healing of that wound. And this can be good or what we might term bad, right? Depending on how you look at this. This could be with the 8th house energy here. It's going to be transformative, but it could be a challenging experience. So you may be calling in that partner who helps you to heal beautifully, gently, with ease and grace by bringing you the reflection of all the work you've done in a positive way. For others of you, it may be like that final hurdle within this connection that pushes you even deeper into yourself to really heal those wounds once and for all through that pain and crisis. All right, so you'll know which one it is you if this part of the reading is for you. And this may just be a call also to mix it up, to approach your healing process differently, to approach matters of sex, matters of finances, all of these different things in a completely different way than you've been doing it in the past, in a more liberated way, in a more unconventional way. There's a lot of energy here of moving outside of convention. And this is, I mean, everybody who finds this channel and who vibes here, right? Who connects with the energy here. You are a whole different frequency. That's why you're drawn to my energy, all right? Because I am activating and helping you to remember that energy that also exists within you, that energy of that. This is why we call this the cosmic rebel tribe, okay? And we don't just mean we're rebelling against everything and everything just because it's the cool thing to do or because we're anti this or anti that. It's more like our very existence is a rebellion, because it challenges social norms, because it creates new templates for existence. One of my favorite quotes is, you don't fit into this world because you came here to create a new one. That is true for every single person who is still watching this video, all right? So of course we're going to be doing things differently. All right. That's the whole purpose. That's the whole reason you are here. I read for the code breakers. I read for the people who came here to literally break the matrix with their energy, to rewrite the story, okay? To flip the script. We have self-sufficiency here. Pluto in the 2nd house, Taurus energy. All right. And Uranus is, of course, Uranus having come up in this reading, Uranus is currently back in at 29 degrees of Taurus. Uranus will go back, I believe it's to 27 during this final dip into Taurus. And we had talked at the beginning of the video about how Uranus in April will be returning to Gemini and no longer retrograding back into Taurus. So this is a big energy here as well. We're wrapping up energies with this. And with the fact that Pluto has come up twice with the 8th house energy here and then with his own mention in this card, it definitely feels like matters of wealth and finance are going to be very relevant for this collective. But notice I said wealth. Okay? Wealth has its own energy. And there was somebody that I was listening to, I think it was Richard Rudd, the creator of the Gene Keys, which is absolutely, I don't want to say creator necessarily, but the person who brought through and has channeled through the information on the Gene Keys, which I so highly recommend for everybody to explore. It talks about the very codes within our DNA, how we're individually programmed in these keys within our DNA that unlock, that are sort of the guide to our own evolutionary process, and how we're here to exist or assist humanity in collectively evolving. So really powerful stuff. I have to take it in sections because you have to integrate everything you read within the Gene Keys as an activation. It's like it's activating those sequences within you. So it's so powerful. But he talks about wealth as being like a heavy energy. He prefers the term prosperity. And I do prefer the term like the term prosperity, but I also like the word wealth. It doesn't feel heavy to me. It feels, yes, like it has substance, longevity, but I don't feel it as a negative term. I enjoy that word, right? Those of you who are programmed for wealth may enjoy that word as well. You may enjoy abundance, prosperity, whatever. The point is that energy I'm picking up strongly. So wealth and prosperity are different from simply having extra money in your bank account, right? This is long-term. I'm feeling like generational wealth. I'm feeling like breaking those curses around money, really helping. There are many of us who came here part of like flipping, rewriting the code, right? Recoding the matrix has to do with this energy of changing the vibration of money, the way that money is viewed and used in this world. There are many who that is a big part of your purpose here. And part of that, in order to achieve that, we have to first work through our own abundance blocks and clear those so that we can move into and calibrate to that frequency. So for many, 1111, this gateway of energy here, through March is going to be assisting in really calibrating you to that frequency so that you can begin receiving in earnest in 2026. And I just saw 88, the Lionsgate energy in my head. I associate the Lionsgate as an abundance portal as well. Many associate 1111 that way too. There's just something about 8 is the frequency of infinity, right? Infinite potential, infinite possibilities. And so I really feel myself able to access those abundance codes during that 8-8 gateway. So I don't know, some people, there may be a major shift coming through. You're calibrating to it through this 1111, Jupiter retrograde, and then something about around that 8-8 time. Around, we could say even those dog days of summer, right? From the Syrian gateway 7-7 all the way through the 8-8, like that really coming forth. So there's a lot of that energy here as well for people. Major focus on, I'm feeling love and abundance, prosperity. But with this cell as like major markers for this collective, for this 1111 gateway, what we're being prepped for, what we're accumulating within that vortex, right? I forget the other term that we used earlier, but it doesn't matter. Like what I talk about it sometimes as almost like depositing money in the bank, right? And so it's like what we're creating, our vibrational escrow, there you go. Really, that's what we're building up towards. This love, this connection, these finances, which are, of course, Venus energies. And that was the first card that came out. Venus, so Jupiter is known as the Great Benefic. And Venus is known as I don't know if it's the lesser benefic, but lesser compared to Jupiter. But they are both the benefics, meaning the most beneficial, abundant planets. So having these both in the reading really amplifies that energy, I feel. But it's going to be through clearing these past life wounds, embracing that unconventional path, and really building this energy of self-sufficiency, self-reliance here. I'm seeing Taurus energy here, but I'm also feeling that Aries energy as well. And of course, March will be Aries season when we move into the second half of March. So this is also a reminder. Remember, Taurus is the planner. If you want, we're going to use, well, we'll touch on both, right? If you are looking to create wealth, prepare for wealth. What systems do you need to get into place? What do you need to learn? Do you need to educate yourself about the financial system? Do you need to accumulate? Do you need to establish trusts, do different things to get all your ducks in a row is essentially what Spirit is saying here. Get yourself prepared. The same thing with love. What are you doing to prepare for that great love that you are calling in? And I'm feeling very strongly for some people, this isn't just romantic love. Some people you've really been calling in community. You've really been calling in connection. I'm seeing 11th house Aquarius energy here. All right, Pluto is currently in the sign of Aquarius, which is the sign of Uranus, right? See how this is all connecting together here? So what are you doing to prepare for that? What are you doing to make space for that in your life, in your heart, in your body? And this is something that Spirit's really bringing through to me, the importance to be able to energetically hold what you are calling in. And so this means regulating your nervous system. This means getting out of fight or flight mode. This means getting into a state of health where you have the stamina, where you're able, remember, health is wealth. Health is the first form of wealth. It is the foundation that wealth is built upon. How are you going to build your empire if you can't get yourself out of bed? All right, this is something that I've been working on a lot lately. And there's been a lot of peaks and valleys within this experience. A lot of, we could say, setbacks. I'm feeling like the energy is clearing for that right now. This 1111 gateway, I think, is sort of starting that beginning process here. So hopefully, oh my God, you know what I just realized too? From the live that we did the other day, I never put away my white light oracle, and the Ishtar's Lion's Gate 884488 energy is right here. It's actually 888. You can see right there. So you can't make this shit up. You know what I mean? We're going to read that card to close today, I think, because I don't think we got to read it during the live stream the other day. And it really wants to be read. I mean, it's sitting right there. And then we have Jupiter and Capricorn, 10th house energy. All right, that's all about the career. It's about the legacy. It's about what you are building. All right, this is about leadership as well, mentorship. Some people could be calling in a mentor during this time. You could be becoming a mentor to others in a much more tangible way. But this is about blessings within that Capricorn house, within that 10th house. Moving forward. All right, what else do we have here? We got some moon energy coming through here, some more 8th house energy. This is moon in the 9th house, more Sagittarius energy, all right? Like, the cards are just starting to repeat themselves because these are the energies. You know what I mean? We've got seeking personal liberation, Uranus in the 1st house and Venus in the 12th house. Romantic energy. So I think this and the grand adventure, Sagittarius rising. So Spirit's saying we've completed this deck. We are just going around in circles here with this energy. All right, this is just continuing to emphasize. We got a lot of Aries energy here too, if I didn't say that. Emphasize this energy here of paving our own path, breaking from convention, feeling free, getting free, okay? If you have felt constricted, if you have felt that sense, like really desired that sense of freedom, of expansion, but really been unable to connect with it, this 1111 gateway is going to show you why that is, and it's going to give you all the tools, all the insights that you need to set yourself free. Or we could say, another way to look at it would be to really help yourself remember and integrate on a heart level the fact that you are free and have always been free, right? Because freedom is a state of mind. Clear. This whole reality is a mind game, right? We could say in one respect kind of like a mind fuck, right? The whole fucking matrix. This matrix is upheld and designed within the mind, our consciousness. That's why our consciousness is our most important tool. And our consciousness and our attention is the greatest commodity, right? Everything is designed today to hold your attention, to suck you in. If they hold your attention, if they hold your focus, they hold your consciousness. And that's how this reality is constructed. Through each individual consciousness, which then together creates the collective consciousness. So major collective consciousness shifts coming. I just did a video for TikTok. It was just a channeling, no cards. And it was all about attention, intention, and discernment. So really, during this 11/11 gateway, and we're going to get a serious dose of this during the Mercury retrograde that's kicking off the beginning of this 11/11 gateway until the 29th of November. This energy here of really refining our focus, paying attention to how we speak, what we speak. Remember, your words are spells. That's why they call it spelling. You are setting decrees out to the universe every time you speak something. I speak my world into existence. So we're really going to be looking at how we communicate to the universe through our speech, through our visualizations, through our emotions even. We had a lot of moon energy coming up here. And fine-tuning those communications, as well as, of course, the way that we communicate with others. All right, give us some more here. What else do we need to know? All right, we have the Three of Swords, overcoming sorrow, releasing, forgiveness, letting go. And that is Saturn and Libra energy. We also have the Queen of Wands, and she is upright. That's the way we like to see her, all right? So this is the energy of really stepping into your own. That energy of, I'm just feeling somebody who commands. We talked about attention, right? Who commands attention, who commands respect as soon as they walk in the room. We're talking about someone whose fire is lit, right? Charisma turned on. Somebody who is ready to take over the world, essentially, is the energy that I'm feeling. This is how some people are going to be feeling. Maybe not through this whole transit, but this is what this is reigniting within you. It's giving you your spark back. If you feel like that has been lacking, and if you don't feel like that has been lacking, this is a whole nother level of magnetism that you are ready to step into. And a big reason for this is the releasing of the past. Whatever it is that you are forgiving, whatever it is that you are letting go. Okay? And this feels like things that have been held within the energy body, held within the spirit. Hold on a minute. Sorry. I got a phone call. I had to restart the video, and I wanted to just clear that energy out of the thing. I didn't actually answer it because I'm in the zone right now. I don't want to do that. But it actually was a call I was waiting for, but it's fine. I'll call them back again. All right, but we're clearing that out. And that's the energy, right? Clearing out. Whatever it is that you've been holding within your heart, holding within your energy body. For some people, this is like connections. Maybe even connections from the distant past that you just haven't been able to let go on an energetic level. For other people, this is, let me feel into this. Guilt, shame. Once again, based on past actions, I'm feeling for a lot of people. And this could be not even in this life. This could be other lifetimes as well. But a lot of this, it has to do with relationships, connections. So I'm feeling like the one that got away energy. I'm feeling like close friends and connections who perhaps have passed on. For some people, it's like what you are releasing and healing and forgiving, or the person you're releasing and forgiving is yourself. With the recovery energy here, I'm also feeling for those who are recovering from substance abuse, from perhaps traumatizing relationships, even like physical healing and recovery. There's an element here of what it is that you're releasing, the attachment. Because even with our addiction, I've shared about this before, like for me personally as a recovering addict, and 11/11 is actually my anniversary. So 14 years on 11/11/11 is my anniversary. So just as a little aside, a shout out to everyone who's in recovery. I know there's a lot of people in recovery on this channel, right? There's this grieving process for whatever it is that we're giving up, that we're releasing. It doesn't need to be substances. This could be a toxic person, relationship, connection. And I don't like using the word toxic always, but we're not going to go into that tangent right now. We'll just say a painful relationship connection. It doesn't just have to be like your relationship to substances, but you best believe if you have dealt with addiction, whatever it is that you were addicted to, there was a relationship there, even if it wasn't a person, even if it was a thing, right? A habit. There's a relationship with that. I used to always say I had particular songs with very few of my exes, but I had a song with all of my favorite drugs. All right. So there's a relationship there, and it's okay to grieve that. It's okay to grieve whatever you're leaving go. And for some people, you have to grieve it in order to truly be able to move on. Pretending that you're just happy that it's gone when there is still that's what keeps that attachment present, that cord present sometimes, right? Don't pretend that there weren't good times or there weren't things that person, that thing, that substance, whatever gave you. But also it's about accepting that that's no longer the nature of that relationship, right? The things that it gave you in the beginning, it's not giving you anymore. So it's time to let go. But it's okay to be sad about that. It's okay to be frustrated. I know for me, the last, God, I don't even know, 4 years have been about really having to release pretty much every negative coping mechanism that I had, or even the ones that weren't fully negative, but were just coping mechanisms. Spirit's like, no, it's time to build real tools, to use the tools that you have that are beneficial for you, like meditation, like breathing, like shadow work, right? And stop self-medicating with all these distractions. So I've systematically had to weed out all of the things that I still had within my toolbox that were not really doing anything beneficial for me, except making me feel better in the moment, right? All those instant gratification things. And there was some frustration there. There was some sort of jealousy for people who aren't on the same path that I'm on, who don't need to do that yet, is what Spirit's saying yet. You know what I mean? I've moved past that mostly now. My last relapse with smoking, I think, cleared out some of that energy. But yeah, it's okay to feel whatever you feel is essentially what Spirit's saying. In order to really let go and release and move on, you need to feel it. You need to let yourself feel it. What's on the other side of that? Those uncomfortable feelings, that release, that forgiveness, boom, that Queen of Wands. Leo energy here. But you can't become and embody the Queen of Wands if you're still, it's like this energy is like, it's watering you down, whatever it is that you're still holding on to. The fire is not able to burn as brightly as it wants to. Knight of Cups here on the bottom of your deck. This is on the bottom of your deck. This is all about, I'm feeling this, it says follow your heart. I'm feeling this as attracting in through that newly open heart space, opportunities, not just love, but opportunities here for whatever it is that is aligned, truly aligned with your heart. It's like we're letting go of the things that aren't truly aligned with our heart, the things that were just distractions. For some people, it's like self-sabotage even. It's like this energy that many of us have been in where we've almost been afraid of our blessings on some level. Maybe we felt like we didn't really fully deserve them yet. Maybe we felt like we weren't ready for them. Maybe we were afraid of what we were going to have to change or become in order to align with those. And so we've been kind of like holding them back with one hand. You know what I mean? Like not quite yet. I'm not quite ready yet. And there's this energy of finally being ready. Got the 8 of Pentacles here, the Sun in Virgo. Is that? Yes, the sun in Virgo. So this is committing to something, committing to a path. What I'm feeling is a recommitment here. So there's going to be new directions, new opportunities coming in that help us to align with our hearts, with this new timeline that we're stepping into, with the abundance that we're seeking and desiring. But there's also going to be, for some, a rededication to a path that perhaps felt really heavy for a while. Perhaps we had to slow down. Perhaps the universe slowed us down. Perhaps we started questioning, do I even really want this anymore? Is this even truly aligned with me? And the things that really are, some of us are going to have like a deeper level of dedication to. We're going to appreciate the setbacks, see them for what they were, understand how all of the no's were preparing us essentially for the thing that was meant to be our yes. We're going to understand how all the rejections, all the missed opportunities were actually helping to make us stronger, more resilient, and how some of us were being saved for that ultimate thing. We may have felt like we were getting a lot of no's where we wanted yeses, but like we said, that's because the ultimate, it was keeping us reserved and preserved for the ultimate yes. So Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. Come on. This is what we're calling in. Some people, I'm feeling like there's going to be a person or a connection that's going to help you take things to the next level. That's going to help you fine-tune your focus. That's going to be like that. Like we said, some people calling in mentors, things like that, kind of like that energy. Whatever it is that we need to help take us to that next level. To help us fulfill our potential. So if you've been praying for that, a benefactor, a mentor, a partner, in your career particularly, I'm feeling, know that that's coming. For some of you, it's in your spiritual journey. For some of you, it is like a romantic partnership as well. Overcoming despair, 5 of Cups in reverse. Oh, this is so good, you guys. This is so good. Wishes coming true. The 9 of Cups, right? I call that the genie in the bottle energy, and that's Jupiter and Pisces. All right. We got more Scorpio energy here, more Virgo energy. This is such good stuff. I don't even know what else. I don't even know what to say. This is what I wanted, what's coming through. This is where you finally get rewarded for not giving up. Yes, maybe you slowed down. Maybe you took a break. Maybe you reevaluated. Maybe you questioned. Maybe you almost gave up, but you didn't. When you drove up to that road and you saw that road closed sign, you took a different route. All right? You took many detours, perhaps. But you never wavered from the vision. Even if that vision was as obscure as just happiness and fulfillment, right? Just like that's not what we all desire, right? You kept going. And don't mistake rest for quitting, right? Some of us, like myself, I've been guided to rest. I was guided to take some steps back. I may still be guided to do that in the future. I don't know. I'm just flowing with it right now, right? But I've never given up. I've never completely given up. Some of you, I feel like you've mistaken taking rest, having those periods of questioning, of having to reevaluate, of having to reorganize. The reconstruction is what I'm hearing. You've mistaken that for quitting, but you never quit, right? You never quit on yourself. Maybe you opened up yourself up to the idea that your future wasn't going to be what you thought. Maybe your career was going to look different than what you thought it was going to. Maybe you were going to help people in a different way, show up in a different way. Maybe the universe was rerouting you and you were open to that. But you never gave up on yourself. You may have questioned yourself, even had periods where you went back to questioning your worthiness, right, for a deeper level of healing. But you never gave up on yourself, not fully. And that is being rewarded. Some people, Spirit's also saying, if there's a lot that's leaving your life right now, if you, like, what did we say I think it was in the live stream, maybe, like, you have to be emptied out in order to be filled. Some of you, your life is being emptied out right now so that it can be filled with what is truly meant for you. Some of you guys, you're also learning how to release attachment. If you've become overly attached to people, to things, right? Material things, to whatever it is, like, you're being taught to release attachment. And like I said, you're being hollowed out is the energy that came up with in a reading on a call that I did with a very, very special and beautiful individual the other day. That terminology is coming through here. Allow that process. Allow yourself to be emptied out so that you can be filled. It reminds me of another quote. What is it? Like, in order to be found, you must first be lost, or something like that, right? What is, this is coming through. What has never been lost can never be found. Or what was not once lost cannot be found. Something like that. I'm going to play around with the verbiage of that because I like that quote. All right, let's see here. All right, final message here before we read the Lionsgate card here, or the 888 card, is there may be times where you start really feeling really restless. Like, if you're watching this reading and, like, things aren't starting to shift yet and the outside, like, there may be this desire at some point to take some sort of rash, impulsive action. Kind of like to try to force the universe's hand is almost like what I want to say. Or like, well, I'm never going to have that, so I might as well settle for this. Or like to rebel in a way that is maybe self-destructive or just not productive. To settle for something less than what you deserve. Just some type of impulsive decision, rash decision. And this, I don't know when this is going to occur, sometime during this period. This is going to occur for some people, maybe many people. Where you really just feel depleted. You really feel like that energy we talked about of like throwing in the towel. Spirit's saying, do not act from that place of deep emotionality, from that place of impulsivity. It's like I've seen somebody just like, all right, nothing's working out, so I'm just going to burn it all down. Let that happen naturally, all right? You don't have to be the one holding the match. It's all organically happening. Just go with the flow of things. You don't need to do that because you are moving forward, even if it feels like you are stagnant. So instead of doing something impulsive, reaching for something outside of yourself, making a flip decision, like we said, to try to force the universe's hand, honor that slowdown, go within, breathe, rest, reboot. This collective needs to be taking every opportunity to rest that we can, because like when the energy starts, and I know I've been saying this, you guys, I know I've said it, right? But when it starts popping off, it's going to be go time. Like, you're going to wish that you had gotten that rest when you could. Although what I'm also feeling is that if we are taking this time to really work on our physical health, to work on our stamina, to rest and recalibrate, like we're gonna have new levels of energy than what we had before, right? There's so much going on through the end of this month too, right? We have 3i Atlas coming the closest that it will to Earth during the end of December. Right around or right at the end maybe of that 12-12-12-21 gateway. 3i Atlas, and I just saw, I didn't watch the whole video yet. I saved it to watch later. Stephen Burns did something talking about how, like, 3i Atlas is erupting these jets out of it now. Like, it's just doing some crazy shit, you guys. Like, check out the channeling that I did on 3i Atlas if you haven't seen that. That was a live stream from a couple weeks ago. Some really crazy stuff came through. There's just so much that's being released, reorganized, recalibrated right now, including your own nervous system, your own energy system. So allow yourself to rest. Don't get impatient and do something that you're later going to regret. That's just essentially what the message is there. So let's read this card here. Okay. Ishtar's Lion's Gate, 888. Your heart has a heightened connection with the higher realms of consciousness and light. A blessing, empowerment, and positive omens shall enter your world. Whew, I just got chills. Doors will open for you. Abundance and prosperity. Oh, I'm getting so many chills, you guys, are headed your way. If you are getting chills right now, if you're hearing ringing, if you're getting however your body confirms energy right now, then you know that you're on this frequency too. Doors will open for you. Abundance and prosperity. And Spirit actually wants me to start at the beginning here. So really close your eyes, feel into this, claim this energy. Your heart has a heightened connection with the higher realms of consciousness and light. A blessing, empowerment, and positive omen shall enter your world. Doors will open for you. Abundance and prosperity are headed your way. Take care of your heart. Ask for spiritual assistance, and it shall be granted. Something negative is going to transform into something very positive. And I also, when I read ask for spiritual assistance, I heard ask for spiritual sustenance. And I saw like an eagle or some type of large bird, an eagle, a hawk, some kind of large bird when I was reading that too. And then a dolphin, which is one of my symbols for abundance, prosperity, joy. Ishtar and a jaguar, black jaguar. Ishtar is the queen of the night, a dark goddess of loss and letting go, but also a priestess of light who holds the keys to renewal from suffering. She is relentless in her pursuit of the path to true inner freedom. She willingly surrenders her attachments and her identities, even separating herself temporarily from her loved ones, with such boldness and confidence that she crosses into realms where others dare not go. She experiences vulnerability and in that state discovers deep truth. Ishtar is the capacity of the soul to integrate our experiences. After reaching the greatest depths of suffering, she emerges and is reinstated upon her rightful throne with even greater wisdom, spiritual power, and compassion. In a reading, she is a guardian and symbol of resurrection. You shall rise again. Those who have felt as though their identity or any other marker of security has been torn away from them are her children. Remember, let God empty you to fill you. They will find their way back to peace and prosperity under her auspices. If you have been suffering, this oracle indicates an end of the struggle is imminent. You shall be restored with so much more than you have lost. So this energy of resurrection and restoration, very powerful. And I just want to say before I continue here that I was getting this really powerful energy of somebody reclaiming their spiritual inheritance, reclaiming their power. It's like that word reinstated. I'm not sure if that's one that we used earlier or not, but that reinstatement, it's like regaining your throne, regaining your title, not in this realm, but in the higher realms, and integrating that into this realm now. For some of you, this could be regaining your reputation, could be something like that in your physical reality, right? If your name was dragged through the mud, if people didn't believe in you or believe you, I'm feeling different scenarios like that for different people too, but this is like spiritual reinstatement of your power and your place as a leader, right? The lion, Leo, this is the energy of the leader. I am speaking to the leaders of the new earth, all right? Reclaiming your throne. Moving on. Ishtar is depicted in the Queen of the Night relief that dates back over 4,000 years from ancient Babylon, which was located in the lands of present-day southern Iraq. She is a bird woman priestess with talons and wings. Oh, remember I saw the bird? Flanked by owls and lions. She holds sacred tools, a rod and ring in her hands, is bejeweled and naked, symbolizing her power and freedom. I'm also feeling the energy of Sekhmet coming through here. Her symbols are the gate, the 8-pointed star, and the lion. She is considered the goddess of the planet Venus, but the star Sirius is also sacred to her. Its rise each year marks her ascent from the dark realms, which ensures prosperity and good fortune for the year ahead. Her jewels and tools represent her greater power and effectiveness. The stars represent her higher consciousness and loving wisdom, and are a sign of great blessing for your life, indicating prosperity, peace, healing, and love. The Lion's Gate falls when the sun is in Leo. Leo is the sign of the lion, the astrological ruler of the heart and the animal totem sacred to Ishtar. The rising of Sirius took place on 26 July in ancient Egypt, which marked the beginning of the Egyptian New Year and the Galactic New Year, as it still does, by the way. In modern times and different latitudes, the date for the rising of Sirius varies considerably. Nonetheless, this 8th day of the 8th month is considered especially potent. And when combined with the 8-pointed star of Ishtar, the numerological frequency of the spiritual portal or doorway that opens on 8 August becomes 888. The 888 frequency will stimulate your soul in its unique way. It facilitates a deepening intimacy between the spiritual worlds and the earth plane, an amplification of light and an outpouring of positive blessing for humanity. It is believed by many, if not all, cosmic avatars who come to Earth as advanced spiritual guides hail from Sirius and make their blessings increasingly available to humanity during this opening between worlds, which, as we said, actually begins on 7/6, which is when the sun comes into alignment with the star Sirius. And then we have the 7/7 portal, and then we move right through all the way through the 888, or the 88. Some of you, there was a powerful activation. It was the 888 portal last year because it was an 8-year. And you're still integrating that. And there's something coming full circle during this 11/11 portal or by the 8/8 next year, 2026. This oracle brings a message of a breakthrough and healing, of a significant lightening up of your life and the end of a deeply challenging cycle. There is a special divine dispensation augured by the oracle of Ishtar's Lion Gate 888. Where hope has been difficult to find or all seems lost, the light shall return and beautiful blessings are destined to unfold in your life. Let's see. And there's a prayer here. The prayer is, may the enlightened heart that truly loves humanity bring forth the compassion, mercy, grace, and protection needed, so all beings may gain spiritual benefit, freedom, truth, and peace. And it says, as you say this prayer, see, sense, intend, or feel a radiant star rising above the horizon, bringing with it the beginning of a new dawn. It is a white, powerful sun emanating rainbow-colored rays of hope, wisdom, peace, abundance, and love. You become aware of a second brilliant white sun, our sun, following its rise above the horizon. 2 massive, radiant, white spiritual suns emanate all colors and blessings on their rays. Both are visible on the horizon. There is a sense that something very special is happening. An unusually powerful and unconditionally positive portal of healing is opening up for all hearts. Let yourself rest in the dual lights of these suns as they soak into your soul. You can imagine you carry the light of these 2 suns in your heart always, and that through your heart and all willing and capable hearts, the light of these suns shine continuously on the inner dimensions for the spiritual benefit of all beings. You may like to rest a hand on your heart to ground this acknowledgement, capacity, and vision. Bring yourself back to the here and now with some physical movement and plenty of hydration. So this is if you do this as like a deep meditation. And Sirius, yes, is known as our spiritual sun. And it's so interesting how many people for the past few years have been noticing like 2 suns in the sky sometimes, or 2 moons. And I think that was particularly powerful around eclipse time. So I find that really fascinating too. And we had some eclipses in April. That was the first part of eclipse season. The second half being in September of this year, right? With the 999 energies. So 449988 1111 333. They wanted me to say too. All right. All right, you guys. I love you so much. So much beauty coming in. So much that we are aligning with. I see us literally like our own energy buddies shining. Like our inner sun dawning. If that makes any sense. And remember, if you're really going through it right now, as I have been, as I think a lot of us have been, that old saying holds truth. It's always darkest before the dawn. All right? That sun is dawning. Your sun is dawning. You may just see it as little slivers of light in the beginning. So small and so light that you may question whether you even saw it, whether you even felt it. When you perceive of that light, of the dawning of that sun, instead of allowing yourself to question, feel into it, smile into it, smile with your heart, smile with your soul. Welcome that beautiful dawn, that beautiful light. This 1111 gateway, this Jupiter retrograde, is going to be an opportunity to develop a deeper sense of faith, hope, belief. We may go into periods of deep questioning, but through those periods of deep questioning, there comes a deeper surrender, a deeper faith, and a knowingness. Sagittarius is the sign of knowing, a deep knowingness. And the Spirit is showing me it's like this knowing, it lands softly like a dove. It doesn't come in like a thunderbolt with that Uranian energy. It lands softly like a dove on your shoulder. And imagine if a dove were to land on your shoulder. If you jumped, if you opened your eyes and looked at it, if you made any fast movements, loud noises, you would scare it away, right? If a dove were to land on your shoulder, you would breathe slowly and deeply. You would send it love. You would exude calm. You would let the dove know that it was safe. That dove is your own higher self, your inner child. That dove is your spiritual gifts. It's your sense of belief. It's your own healing. This is going to be a very introspective process. Yes, there'll be some really exciting, I'm feeling, external manifestations during this time, or immediately following this time in the next few months following. But it's also going to be deeply introspective. You know, the Mercury retrograde that is ongoing and just beginning right before the 1111 portal within this gateway, right? Which, as we said, kind of started on 11/1, begins in Sagittarius, the sign of Jupiter. Where those beliefs, that faith begins to be questioned so that we can anchor it more deeply with more truth, right? With more substance. Ooh, that's what Spirit's showing me. This Jupiter retrograde 1111 extended 1111 gateway this year into next. It's going to be anchoring in a deeper sense of faith. While we question what doesn't fit anymore, we released all that is not in alignment, all that like maybe we once believed but doesn't hold true for us anymore. And what is true for us anchors in far more deeply. We're being taken through an initiation that brings our hope in, that turns our hope into faith. That turns our belief into a knowing. And after we move through this initiation, this gateway, We will be operating from that sense of knowing ourself, knowing our power, knowing our potential, and really able to live that out loud in the world in a way that we had not been able to previously because of those lingering doubts, because maybe we hadn't gone through the experiences that challenged us, that had us call upon that faith. For some, there's going to be literal like supernatural experiences that remove all your doubt. That's going to be interesting for some. Very 8th house energy there. Phoenix energy. Whew. I'm here for it. Phoenix, I saw peacocks. Oh, there's just so much coming through here, you guys. You are so magical. You are so fucking magical, is what I wanted to say. I don't know why I edited myself. Know that, feel that, believe that, vibrate that with every cell of your being and watch your world transform. All right. I love you so much. I'll talk to you all soon. If you're feeling called to work with me one-on-one, all the information is in the description box. I'm feeling like somebody watching this may be. So just check it out in the description box below. You guys are you are a rising star. Or should we say sun, right? And there is a whole world out there who is dying, literally dying, to bathe in the warmth of your light, of your glow. Who are you to withhold that because of your own fears, your own insecurities? This portal is ready to burn those away, those fears, those insecurities, that lack of faith, that lack of belief in yourself, in your purpose. You don't need to know what your purpose is. You live it every single day when you live from your heart, when you honor your soul, when you speak your truth, regardless of whether it's popular, regardless of who is listening. And some of you out there need to know that there are more people listening than you think. And there may be somebody extremely important who is listening. So don't edit yourself. Don't dumb yourself down. Remember, the world needs your light. Not a fraction of your light. Not a little piece of your light. All of it. All right. I love you so much. I'll talk to you all soon.